All right, I want to thank everybody for being here this morning. This is a great news day for Florida. It's a great news day if you like to get outside and ride bikes and walk. That's what we all want to do in Florida. We want to get outside and exercise. We are working to be the healthiest state in the country, and this is one of the ways we're doing it. I want to thank our DOT Secretary Ananth Prasad, who's up here. He has done a great job working every day to make sure that we spend your tax dollars well, make sure that we get projects like this done, but make sure we have the right infrastructure so we can get more jobs in our state. I want to thank Herschel Vinyard, the Secretary of the DEP, for being here. He's done a great job all across the state working on water issues and making sure long-term we can continue to grow our state because we have access to quality water. I want to thank State Senator Andy Gardiner. As we all know, he's a champion of bike trails and the coast-to-coast connector and does a great job. I want to thank State Representative Tom Goodson. He works hard every day. It seems like we see each other about every 3 or 4 days somewhere around the state. I want to thank Mayor Jim Tulley for his diligent efforts for the Titusville area and all the other elected officials up here. Now I've been governor for a little less than 3 years, and as you know, the state was not doing well when I became governor. We had lost 832,000 jobs. In 4 years, our budget had gone to a point where we had a $3.6 billion budget deficit, but we've had a significant turnaround in the last 2.5 years, 365,000 private sector jobs. We now have a budget surplus for the first time in 6 years. That's what happened this year we're in, and next year we're projected to have another budget surplus. So what's nice is you can invest in things that improve our state, whether it's taking care of the developmentally disabled, put more money into our roads, or do projects like this. They're going to make it a better place to live. So in addition to great jobs and quality education, Florida is also known for all of its natural treasures, including its hiking, biking, and walking trails. These natural treasures help make Florida the best place in the nation to live, work, and play. Today I'm proud to announce the groundbreaking on a bicycle and pedestrian overpass, which closes a critical gap in the existing trail between Dray Road to Canaveral Avenue here in Titusville. Adding this $3.6 million segment of trail is another important step in the completion of the coast-to-coast connector trail, which will ultimately stretch from St. Petersburg to Titusville. Let's give everybody a round of applause as helped make this happen. This segment of the trail also closes a gap in other existing trails, including the East Coast Greenway, the St. Johns River to the East Sea Loop, and the Space Coast Loop. The coast-to-coast connector, when complete, will be approximately 270 miles long. And just think about how great that will be, plus all the tourists will get here for that reason. Nearly 75% of the trails already developed and open to the public are funded for completion. With Florida's ideal climate and pristine natural treasures, our recreational trails will continue to be one of the best ways to experience our great state by bicycle or foot. But it's not just outdoor enthusiasts that are excited about this trail. Business owners are seeing the benefits as well. So I want to recognize the owner of the landmark business here in Titusville, Laurel Lee. If you'll come up and Laurel Lee Thompson of the Dixie Crossroads Seafood Restaurant, which I can tell you she has great shrimp, which is just a couple blocks away. Laurel Lee is so excited about the business potential of this trail that she's added extra bike racks to handle the increased bicycle traffic she's seeing now and expects to see in the future. The Coast-to-Coast Connector is truly a project that is good for Florida's economy, tourism, and jobs. Absolutely. So I want to thank Laurel Lee for being here. And now it's my distinct honor to introduce Senator Andy Gardiner. And let me tell you, I've gotten to work with him now for 3 sessions. He cares about our great state, but I can tell you he also cares a lot about bike and pedestrian trails. So, Senator Andy Gardiner.
Thank you, Governor. Thank you, Governor. Thank you. Well, thank you, Governor, and thank you for being a part of this. I would love to stand here and take credit for this, but really all I have done is take a phone call from a very dear friend. She sits on the board with Bike Walk Central Florida, Linda Chapin. Where's Linda? Oh, okay, right here. And I've known Mrs. Chapin since I was a little boy, and I was afraid she was calling to tell me that I had been grounded and she was going to call my mom. But she encouraged me to look at bike trails and to start working with the groups, not to reinvent the wheel, but to look at the coast-to-coast trail and to look at the gaps. And after several meetings, I was committed to it. And it's something that is good for the state of Florida. If you travel the country, if you travel the world, ecotourism is becoming probably one of the fastest growing tourism segments in the world. And there is no reason why Florida should not be competing for that market. In order to do that, we had to close the gaps, and that's why we're here today. We had some legislation. We've got some more that we're working on with the Secretary of Transportation. But I can assure you that I am committed, before I'm done in the Florida Senate, to make sure that we have closed the gap, because I know that if I don't, I will get a call from Linda Chapin, who will call my mom and let her know that we didn't do it. But this is a good thing for Brevard and for Titusville, and this is the first of many more of these to come. And Governor, I want to thank you for your support, and I see Ananth here and all his support as well. This is a great day. It's a great day for the state of Florida. And with that, I'd like to introduce my good friend and somebody that I rely on quite a bit in the Florida House, Representative Tom Goodson.
Well, thank you. I would like to also echo everybody else's thoughts. And Governor, thank you. Secretary of Transportation, thank you. And DEP Secretary, thank you. Now, since Andy wouldn't take claim to fame, I'll take the claim. We fought hard last year in the House. We brought the governor on board this year. This is a great thing for North Brevard. As all of you know, we need every effort to get one more job, one more tourist. So without any further ado, that's about all I have to say. So, but I do have the quite distinct honor of introducing the illustrious, world-renowned poet known as our mayor, Jim Tulley. Jim? I did the best I could for him.
Isn't he always kind? I tell you what, I have been looking forward to this day for at least 5 years, and I think there are others in this gathering that have probably been looking forward to it even longer than that. And there have already been thank yous that have been said, but there's a number of more that I feel a need to recognize. First and foremost, the visionaries. Nothing like this happens unless there's a vision. So you have to thank, you've already heard about Laura Lee, Truman Scarborough, our previous county commissioner, Herb Hiller, who is here, who's a true visionary when it comes to bikes and trails, Dean Pettit, the president of our Titusville Environmental Commission, Jim Wood, formerly of DEP, now of DOT, who was the first person who taught me about the economic advantage of some of these trails, Dale Allen of the Greenways and Trails Foundation, who couldn't be here today, but all of these people are the ones who promoted this kind of thing as a way to improve our state. I'd like to thank our city manager and his city staff for pushing through our lap agreement so that the city could actually manage the construction of this trail. I'd like to thank County Commissioner, and all the county commissioners actually, for their support, because without the county portion of this, then this part of the trail would be a trail to nowhere, and we certainly wouldn't want that. I'd like to thank the Space Coast Transportation Planning Organization, particularly Lee Holt and Bob Comm. They have just been incredible in helping us finding the funding sources for this. Lee, you've been an absolute bulldog, and I thank you for that. I'd like to thank the Florida Department of Transportation and Secretary Prasad. We really appreciate your being here. Once the vision is there, you have to come up with the funding and the projects, and FDOT has certainly stepped in and helped us do that. Senator Gardiner, we're glad you're here. And Governor, I have to tell you what a statement that you make about trails in Florida just with your presence here. And by your words, I know that you understand, as we all do, that these trails are not just nice to have amenities. They are truly providing economic advantage to our state. So I look forward to the day when we'll be able to ride from this point right here eastward to Canaveral National Seashore, northward to Palatka and St. Augustine, and westward all the way to St. Petersburg. And by having that in place, I expect that we'll be able to attract tourists and visitors from across the country and literally around the world. So this is just a momentous moment for Titusville, Brevard County, and indeed all of Florida. So the next step is we're going to have some ribbon cuttings in the not too distant future, and I've invited the governor and everyone else to come back and cut some ribbons with us and do a little trail riding. And the governor has assured me he likes to ride bicycles, and I have every expectation that he'll be here to help us celebrate. So thank you, Governor. Thank you all for being here. This is a great day for all of us. And that being all said, it's my pleasure now to introduce Secretary Herschel Vinyard of FDEP. Secretary.
Thank y'all so much. I'm here today to celebrate. We have something fantastic to be proud of and to celebrate, and I'm so glad that the folks behind me and the folks in front of me are here to celebrate with us. We're here to celebrate the kickoff of this wonderful trail project. Projects like this one give us the opportunity to showcase not only to our residents but our tourists the real Florida, old Florida, that we're all so proud of. I'm a firm believer that unless you showcase and highlight and expose folks to our natural environment, they won't grow to appreciate it. And if they don't grow to appreciate it, they won't help us protect it. So trails like this, they're wonderful economic opportunities and tourism opportunities. But the way I look at it, it's also an environmental opportunity. We're certainly happy today to be able to partner with our local governments and Mayor Tulley, and certainly DOT, who's been so important. It's because we all share the same economic and environmental goals. So thank y'all for being here. I have the honor of introducing Secretary Ananth Prasad, who runs the Department of Transportation. And there's a lot of great things about Secretary Prasad, but one of them, he helps me so much in our environmental projects. Secretary Prasad invests heavily in environmental restoration, and this is one other example where he stepped in and partnered with the Department of Environmental Protection to make Florida a better place to live, work, and play. Secretary Prasad.
Thank you, Secretary Vinyard. You know, this project truly exemplifies the Florida brand, and we talked about, the governor talked about it, Secretary Vinyard. At Florida DOT, we recognize that the projects that we do help create an environment for companies that are already here and the companies that the governor's trying to recruit to move them to Florida so that they can create more opportunities for Florida families. That is the vision that we're working towards. At DOT, that means that we got to do more than roads and bridges to help create that Florida brand. I'm very proud to tell you the Department of Transportation, in partnership with local communities, the Greenways and Trails Foundations, and Department of Environmental Protection, is steadfast committed to expand our recreational trails network and to connect them to what could be our first coast-to-coast trail, a 275-mile trail from Titusville to St. Petersburg. Today's project is one of the pieces of the puzzle, and that gets us to that vision and continue to build the Florida brand, which is the best state to live, work, and play. So with that, let's roll up our sleeves, gentlemen, and shovel some dirt to mark this occasion. Thank you.
So again, this is a great news day. I want to thank the sheriff for being here. You've got a great sheriff, and it'll be great to see when we can all ride our bikes all across the state. Have a great day. On three, we'll throw some dirt out, not that far, but throw it out. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we'll do it again. 1, 2, 3. All right, very good. All right. This was great. All right.